Hey y'all, what's up? It's Caitlin and welcome back to my channel. Lord, do I have a video for you. So long story short, today we were supposed to do a video using the Profusion Spectrum Palette and it didn't happen. Y'all. Please stay and watch this video. Please stay and watch this video because of how frustrated and pissed off I got. This is my first ever, I will, spoiler alert, this is my first ever huge fail video. And I'm not only talking about the Spectrum palette. There were many fails in this video. I struggled the whole way through. I contemplated stopping, but I didn't, and just for your enjoyment. So yeah guys, besides my misery and agony, I hope you stick around and watch this video. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel, and when you subscribe, hit that post notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. So without further ado, I don't want to get started. So without further ado, no, God. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we are playing with the Profusion Cosmetics Spectrum Palette. Looks like that. And when you open it up, you get these beautiful festive colors. On Profusion's website, this retails for $5. For $5, you get these 10 beautiful shades. Hello. So these colors are beautiful, but we are going to see how they apply. I have had no problem with Profusion products. I love the eyeshadow palettes I've played with, so I have high hopes for this, but we're just going to see. So I'm thinking I want to do like a really colorful, obviously. I really want to do a really colorful, festive look. I want to play with as many of these colors as possible. Alright, I have brought you in nice and close so we can start to play with our eyes. And for today's eyeshadow primer, I'm going to be trying out this Makeup Revolution Cut Crease eyeshadow primer. This says it's a full coverage eyeshadow primer, and it even has an applicator brush included, so that's interesting. There's 0.15 fluid ounces in here, and on the back the directions say, after blending shadow along the socket line, use the flat brush to apply cut crease to the eyelid. Finish with eyeliner and mascara. Alright, so we're going to open it up. I got the shade medium. Alright, when you take it out, this is what the component looks like. Very sleek and beautiful. It looks like they're concealers. I have high hopes for this, so let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, and it is like a flat brush, I guess you could say. It is very liquidy though, and the brush is very firm, so I don't know how I feel about that. Like there's no, I'm just gonna use my finger. There's like no give or take to it. It doesn't really move, but we're gonna see. Alright, so I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna put some on my eyes, just like that. And I'm going to try using my fingers, see how this blends out. Touching it, it is very cooling. It definitely has a lot of pigment. I want to say this is like a medium color. Yeah, this is not, whoa, just saw myself for the first time in the viewfinder. Okay, this is not a medium color. The pigment is amazing, but this is not a medium color. This is definitely for fair skin tones. Wow. I'm going to go in and take a flat brush to blend it out, just so I can get right in there. Just blend this out a little bit. Alright, so there is the eyeshadow base all put on. It is definitely very pigmented. It definitely dried down to a tacky finish, but it looks good so far. I know this says it is a cut crease eyeshadow base, but it is an eyeshadow base. I should be able to use it all over my lids. So we're going to see how it applies. To set this, because I like working with a nice even base, the palette obviously doesn't come with like any basic colors. So I'm just going to set my eyelids with some Wet n Wild Photo Focus translucent powder. To start off, I'm going to go ahead and take the yellow in the palette called Marigold right here. And I'm going to take that on a Morphe M513. It's just a nice big fluffy brush. So we're going to dip into that. Okay. A little bit of kickback, nothing intense. And we're going to take that from inner to outer V, throwing that into our crease. Ooh, okay, that's a little pretty. The yellow is pretty, definitely not as pigmented as I thought it would be, but maybe you just have to build it up. So this is my second time dipping in. There we go. Okay, so you definitely have to build up the color, which I don't really mind. I mean, especially for a $5 palette, you really can't beat it. So we're just going to keep throwing that into the crease. We're going to build it up to be a nice bold color. Okay, so there is the yellow all on, and I love this color. I'm definitely loving the eyeshadow base too. Like it has not creased yet. It makes the colors go on beautifully. So we're gonna keep moving on. I feel really good about this video. So the next color we're gonna take in the palette is the orange, which is called Beat right here. So we're gonna dip into that. Okay. These palettes definitely have like minimum fallout. Like I'm barely seeing any, and I've dipped in pretty hard. So we're going to take that on that brush, and we're going to go right below that yellow color, because we still want to keep that yellow color present in our eyelid. We're going to put this right underneath, and then right as you're running out of product on your brush, work it up to kind of mesh in with that yellow. I'm going to go in with the purple color, which is called Rain right here. And it's coming off a lot lighter on camera than it is in person. It's much more deeper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that underneath that orange color. This is definitely going to be one of those eye looks that looks a hot mess right until it's completed. Once it's completed, it'll make sense. Until then, please bear with me. So I'm going to dip into the purple. Okay. Okay, I don't know if it's the brush, but the purple is not picking up, so we're going to try a different one. I'm going to go in with the Morphe M518, a different one. So the purple I'm not the biggest fan of, because I feel like it's coming off very choppy on my eye, and it's also coming off kind of pink. But we're just going to keep playing with it. Maybe you have to build it up like the yellow. I don't know. It's like right here. So like right here, it's coming in very choppy. It's almost like the pigment is staying in one place. So it's not exactly doing what I want for this eye look. Alright, we're just going to keep rolling with it. I really want to do a different purple. But, man, I'm sad. Yeah, it's like this purple is not wanting to blend at all. Like it just took all that yellow and orange away. Because it's like now look at this eye before and look at this one now. It like took all that away. So that sucks. I have no choice but throw it in the other eye. I could take it all off, but I'm not going to do that. So we're just going to throw it onto this eye as well. Okay, so I'm really bummed about these colors. Like that purple especially. The purple like ruined everything. But I'm going to try to save it as best as I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with that yellow color and throw that back into the crease to hopefully save something from this look. Okay, that's what we got going on right now. This palette is kind of disappointing to me. I was really excited to use these bold colors and to create something really different, but it's turning into a hot mess. That purple kind of ruined everything. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to the James Charles Morphe palette, and I'm going to go in the color Escape, which is this purple right here. There we go. There's the purple. Alright, so now that we have somewhat of the image of purple I had, It's just so disappointing. I wanted like a nice, bold, bright purple, and I'm not getting that. But we're just going to keep moving on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease using the same eyeshadow base. To cut my crease, I'm really scared, but I'm going to go ahead and try the applicator brush that it came with. The only thing is, like, this, when you take it out, has a lot of product on it. So I'm going to wipe some of that off. I'm going to use a mirror. We're going to see how the applicator brush works. And just as I suspected, the applicator brush like puts way too much product on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my usual brush that I cut my crease with and spread that product out so it doesn't have too much. There's our eyeshadow base to do our cut crease. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the pink shade of the palette called Rave. And I'm going to take that using a Morphe M167, just a flat brush. We're going to go into that. And what we're going to do is we're going to take that only on the very inner part of our lid. So not far out at all. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the orange shade Beat. I'm going to take that using the same brush, and this one you're going to pull a little further out, but you're basically going to be using the same amount. With that orange shade, you're going to blend into the edge of the pink, just to create a nice smooth line. And we are not going to go that far out as well. This orange definitely has a sheen to it now that I'm looking up close. It definitely does not have a ton of pigment, but it does okay. Not bad. So we're going to dip into the green using that same brush. So there is our green all laid down. So now we are going to go into the dark blue shade called Nautical. So I am having a problem laying down the blue shade. It's not wanting to stay on my lid. So that's not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip back into the James Charles palette. I'm going to take this shade called Brother right here. And I'm going to take that on the same brush. Okay, so I am not liking any of these colors. Nothing is blending right. I also am not liking the eyeshadow base. I liked it at first, but I'm thinking what's causing like all this breakup right here is the eyeshadow base where I stopped my cut crease. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this all off and we're going to start over with a different palette, different eyeshadow base, because this ain't working for me. So I'll be right back. Alright, eyes are clean and we're ready to start over. So the palette I'm going to use instead is the Covergirl Revolution eyeshadow palette. And inside you get a big mirror and you get these nice colors. I think I'm going to be more or less focusing on the whole top row. So I'm not going to use that Makeup Revolution primer. I'm going to go with my tried and true, the NYX eyeshadow base. And this is in the shade White, and I'm just going to take that on a flat brush. We're going to prime from eyelid to brow bone. Okay, to set my eyes, I'm going to go in with the shade Bare It All, which is on the bottom. It's not exactly as white as it's coming off on camera. It is definitely more of a cashmere cream shade. We're going to take that on a big fluffy brush, dip into that. We're going to set our whole lid. Okay, the first shade I'm going to go in with is this shade called Brazen, which is the first shade in the top row. I'm going to take that using the Morphe M513 brush. This shade is definitely pigmented. I'm not running into any breakup, no choppiness. It's pretty. Okay. Right after I film this video, I'm going to be filming my April hits and misses. So I don't know if I'm going to include the Spectrum palette in that or if I'll wait till May. I mean, it's May 3rd, so I technically should put it in May. But I'm just so mad. I've never had that problem. But my thing is, I don't know for sure if it was the Spectrum palette or if it was the eyeshadow base. But I don't know. Alright, the next shade I'm going to go in with is the shade next to it called Get It Made right here, which is kind of like a, oh, it's not Get It Made, it's just Get It. Don't know where Made came from. It's called Get It. It's kind of like a corally color. I'm going to go ahead and take that on the same brush. We're going to dip into that. That had a lot of kickback in the pan. Right there. That had a lot of kickback. But we're going to use it. That's a problem for me. I can't remember how much this palette was, but I can say it definitely wasn't like a usual inexpensive drugstore brand price. It definitely had a nice price tag on it. So we're going to throw that into the crease as well. Has a lot of kickback, but it has a lot of pigment too. So I'm like, freak, man. Oh, that's so pretty. It's like, at least like if it had no pigment, I could be like, oh, I hate this palette. But this has some nice pigment on it. It's so pretty. But it's like, I don't want to be blowing away like the product. That it's like, it's a waste of money. Now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that shade Ruthless at the bottom. Right here, it's the darkest shade besides this one in the palette. It's the darkest matte, I should say. And I'm going to focus that mainly on the outer V. See, a lot of these have a ton of pigment, but it's like, is it worth the price with all the kickback I'm getting? This is like, it's pretty, don't get me wrong. But I'm like, is it worth it? I'm going to look up how much it is, because I don't want to recommend it if it has like a bunch of kickback. Okay, so these are $14.98 at Walmart, and that's where I got mine. So for a $15 palette, I don't expect as much kickback as I'm getting. Like, the color is beautiful. It goes on smoothly. But for as much kickback as I'm getting with a gentle touch, it's a waste of money to me. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm going to show you. So we have this shade right here. I have my brush. We're just gonna, I'm just gonna slowly, and see how much comes up? I don't know, man. I'm going to give Covergirl the benefit of the doubt because this is the first time they've come out with like a palette. Like, they usually do singles or quads. This is the first time they've done like an actual palette. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt with that. However, for $15, man, like, it shouldn't be this much. The next shade I'm going to go in with is Commotion, and it's like this nice bronzy metallic right here. I'm going to take that on a Morphe M167 brush, and I'm going to try it without any kind of setting spray to see how the pigment is. So we're going to put that at the inner part of our eye. Okay, so the pigment is there. It's pretty. I am going to take some setting spray though. I'm just going to take the Wet n Wild Rose setting spray. I'm going to spritz my brush. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. So now that that's on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that blending brush I've been using, and I'm going to grab the shade Ruthless, and I'm going to blend between that glitter and our matte shade, just to blend those edges. I mean, they blend really well, but it's like, just for the price, I'm just, I'm not feeling it, man. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab a Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to grab the shade Dare, which is the darkest shade in the palette. I'm going to dip into this very lightly, which is what I've been doing, and it's been getting full out anyway, but you know. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, so I dip into it, right? And it looks like there's a lot on my brush. Watch this. Look at that. There's like, oh my god. Okay, hold on. Okay, a lot on my brush. Okay, whatever. Alright, I'm going to put this right on the outer edge just to deepen it up a little bit. And that did nothing. Oh my god. Come on, dude. That did nothing. This is not my day. I'm so mad. Like, I expected this to be a great video, like with a rainbow look. And I'm not even getting that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the color Day One right in the middle. I also don't like the different pan sizes because it's really hard to get to that color. I'm going to put that right at the front on top of the first shimmer just to brighten it up a little bit. Alrighty, you know what? I'm going to clean up my edges and then we're just going to move on. We'll finish the eyes later. Okay, eyes are done after a very long process. Lord Jesus. So today we are trying out the brand new NYX Bear With Me collection. I have the foundation, the primer water, and the hydrating jelly primer. I know they came out with a cheek tint. I saw that on Ulta.com, however I was unable to get it. And when I went to order it, it was gone. So don't know what happened there. But we are going to try these products out today. So the first thing I'm going to go in with is the NYX Bear With Me Prime, Set, Refresh, the Multitasking Spray. It says it has up to 8-hour wear. And yeah, it's just what it says. It says it's a primer, makeup setting, a refresher, a finish. It gives skin a dewy glow. So we're going to go ahead and use this on the skin. I can't tell what that smell is. It smells nice and it's very cooling. So like that. And then we're going to go ahead and go in with the NYX Bear With Me Hydrating Jelly Primer. And it says, hit refresh, infused with aloe and cucumber. This lightweight, bouncy, water-based jelly primer moisturizes and preps your complexion for a fresh start. So when you open it up, it looks like that. We're just going to open. It has a nice seal, which I can appreciate. Ooh, and it is a jelly. It is clear. Can't really see it. So I don't know if I want to keep that lid. No, I'm not going to keep that lid. So I'm just going to dip into that. Oh my gosh, it feels literally like jelly. That's so funny. Alright, so we're going to take some of that. I'm just going to rub it in between my fingers so it gets a little warm. We're just going to put this on the skin. Ooh. It doesn't really have a smell. It feels very cooling on the skin. It is taking a minute to dry into my skin. We're just going to keep rubbing it just to make sure it all goes in. So it feels very nice on skin. It is tacky, which I'm not opposed to. It's one of the tackiest things I've ever felt. I'm not sure the exact price on this. I got it from Ulta, and at Ulta when I went, they were having 30% off all NYX products. So I'll leave all the prices in the description box down below. Alright, the next thing we're going to take is the NYX Bear With Me Tinted Skin Veil. And this is also good for 8-hour wear. It says provides fresh face look, even out skin tone, provides seamless coverage, breathable, weightless formula, skin looks luminous, does not streak, and provides up to an 8-hour wear. I got the shade True Beige Buff. So we're going to go and open that. So when you open it, it just has a little squeezy tube, but I'm going to be using my e.l.f. sponge. So we're going to put some of that on there. Alright. I'm actually going to dot it on my face. It feels really thick. Like really thick. Okay, we're going to start out with that because I'm scared. I also don't think this is going to be exactly my color. But we are going to work it out. This definitely does what it says, that it is a veil. It is not full coverage in the slightest, but I didn't expect it to be. I feel it is not going on smoothly on the skin, like I'm really having to push it in there. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'm like so over it. Oh my gosh. Believe it or not, I'm going to take a little more just on my nose and in my trouble areas. Just like that. Alright. So this feels very thick going on, and when I felt it was thick, I expected it to have a lot of coverage. But then I also didn't expect it to have a lot of coverage, you know? So it's, I mean, it's a tinted skin veil. So it's, I'm assuming like a BB cream or a CC cream. But I didn't expect all the problems I'm having with it. So there is the foundation all on. And looking at my skin, it looks horrible. My skin looks horrible. I can see every single place. It does not do well for my pores. This video. So we're just going to keep moving on. I don't have a new concealer, so I'm just going to use my Milani Conceal and Perfect. I've been loving this stuff. And we're just going to put it on here. This Milani concealer has been doing wonders. I love how cooling it is. You get so much product off the doe foot. I am able to do all my concealing in one little pump. So this stuff is awesome. Alright, we're going to take our sponge and blend that in. Okay, so there is the concealer all on. My skin looks horrible. Wow, okay. I'm mad. So moving on, next we have the Rimmel London Stay Matte Mattifying Loose Powder. This is in the shade Transparent. When you open it up, you get 0.35 ounces, by the way. When you open it up, they give you a little powder puff thing, which I think is nice. I don't really use these. We're going to throw that away. And then it's sealed. I'm trying to figure out how to open it. Alright, so before I put my powder on, I always like to take my sponge and just go one more time underneath my eyes to help creasing. There's a lot like building up right here. I feel like this foundation is clinging to every single dry spot I have. Jesus. Alright, whatever. So I'm going to take some of that powder and my sponge and we are going to set under my eyes like usual. I will say I do like the powder. I feel it is definitely blurring some stuff out. Not everything from this hot mess of a look. But it is... It's nice. Okay. Alright, so there's the powder. I feel like it did do some good job of blurring. However, with that foundation, it is really cleaning on to some dry spots right at the edge of my eyes. So this look looks horrible, and we're just going to keep moving on because I think every YouTuber has to have a fail video. So this is going to be my fail video, my first one. Woo! So we're going to move on. I'm going to be using the Maybelline City Bronzer for bronzing. I got the shade 100. So we're going to open it up. Smells good. We're going to use my usual bronzing brush for this. So we're going to go into that. Just gonna... I don't really see anything. Alright, there we go. Just a little something. I think the color's a little off for me. But I think this whole video is off for me. For contouring, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into my Wet n Wild bronzer. I haven't used this in a while. This is in the shade... This is in the shade Sunset Striptease. So we're just going to take this. I'm just going to contour a little bit. Okay, I went off camera to do my eyebrows, so we are just going to dust away the bake. See how this came out? Okay, not bad. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is pop on some lashes, and I'm actually going to try some new ones I've never tried before. These are the Ardell Wispies in the number 113s. They just look really pretty. They kind of look similar to mine, but we're just going to pop these on, and I'll be right back. Okay, eyelashes are on, and they're okay. They are not as full as my Salon Perfect ones that I'm absolutely obsessed with. But they are wispy. They look nice. Don't mind this one. There's still some lash glue drying. I'm looking at my monitor and I can't help but notice like all the white dry patches that this foundation has like latched onto. This video just hasn't gone how I wanted it to. I wanted it to be really fun and I wanted to do a really big colorful look. And that didn't happen, but we're just going to keep moving on so we can get it over with, honestly. By the way, to coat my lashes with my falsies, I went in with the Maybelline Snapscara. This stuff is amazing. I love it, so just thought I'd let you know. I don't have any new blushes, so I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Maxi blush in the shade Third Base. I've been really enjoying this blush, and I'm going to go in with the Flower Beauty brush I love. We're just going to dip into that. I already mentioned this in my other video, but I just love this blush because you can kind of build it up and make it what you want. For highlight, I'm going to be using the Maybelline MasterChrome in collaboration with NikkieTutorials. It's just a nice white, wet, it's beautiful. I'm going to be trying out a new brush with this today. As you know, I love my Wet n Wild P20 brush for highlighting, but I'm going to try the Morphe M501. And if this doesn't work, I actually have a different brush that I want to try out too. But we're going to give this a go. Ooh. Okay, this brush works. Oh, that's so pretty. I like this better than my P20 brush right off the bat. Ooh, yes. Finally, something went right in this video. I never put eyeshadow on my lower lash line, but we're gonna do it today. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Get It, which was that corally shade. Okay. Pretty. Okay. Okay, so there's that, and I don't hate it. It's something I never do in my life. But what I'm also going to do that I never do is I'm going to put some black liner on my waterline. To do that, I'm going to take the LA Girl Perfect Precision Eyeliner in the shade Very Black. It's a pencil. So. Yep, that is something I never do because my eyes are watering. So there is the eyeliner in my waterline, and it is definitely something I never do. I don't know how I feel about it yet. Don't know. For lips today, I'm going to be using this new shade from the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuits. This is in the shade Cedar Later. It's a nice dark nude color. I think it'll go good with this something. You definitely don't get a lot of product on the doe foot. Yeah, you don't get a lot of product off the doe foot. Okay, lipstick is on. I'm not exactly sure how I'm feeling about it. It was very rough going on. It did not glide. I feel it did stick to some areas. I don't know. So last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray my face again with that NYX Bear With Me, since it says you can set it as well. And that, guys, completes what was supposed to be a festive rainbow eye look. Ta-da! I am so disappointed in this video, honestly. There was a lot of fails. However, I think a YouTuber has to have their first fail video, which I had. Yay me. So really quick, I want to go through the new products that I put on my face and talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and give you my thoughts on them. First being this Rimmel London Stay Matte Mattifying Loose Powder. I think this was good on my skin. It definitely did blur out some of my pores from the issue I had with the foundation. No flashback on this. I felt it didn't clean to any spots. If anything, I feel that the wet products I used clung to a lot of dry spots on my skin, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But as for this powder, I give it a thumbs up. Same thing with this bronzer. I think this bronzer did a really good job. However, I would go in the shade Down for me. I thought this was going to show up really nice on my skin, but it took me a few dips to get any kind of payoff. So this was pretty. I would go a shade darker, but it's still a good powder. When it comes to the Maybe products, my first is going to be the LA Girl Perfect Precision Eyeliner in Very Black. My only reason that this is a maybe is because I never put stuff on my lower lash line, so this is a totally different look for me. I don't wear eyeliner, I don't put shadow on my lower lash line. Maybe I need time to get used to it, but as for right now, I'm just still on the fence. These two products from the NYX Bear With Me collection, the Hydrating Jelly Primer and the Setting Spray combo stuff. This stuff seemed maybe to work good for me. I'm not exactly gonna know if the primers worked good until I try them under a different foundation because of the issues I had with the foundation. So I'm gonna give these another go, and I'll let you know what I think in my May hits and misses. My last maybe is gonna be the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit lipstick that I chose. This did not glide on well. It definitely, like, I had to pull it. I feel like it grabbed to some areas on my lips. And the feeling of it, it feels very thick, was just not for me. You did not get a lot of product off on the doe foot. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give this another go. But as for right now, it just wasn't for me. Let's talk about the misses because there was a lot of them. The first one being... Y'all, I had such high hopes for this palette. I was so excited to use this palette. Y'all, I live in Tomball, Texas, and I found this palette in Dallas, 4 hours away. And I was so happy to find it. But these colors, like the yellow and the orange, seemed to be fine, but it was all downhill from there. And that could be the eyeshadow base I used. I don't know, but I used multiple colors besides the orange and the yellow, and I had that same problem. Like the purple in the crease should have had the same pie off, and it did not. So I'm just gonna have to give this a thumbs down for me. I mean, I'm so disappointed, y'all. Like, you do not understand. After the day I had, I really wanted this to pay off, and it didn't. So no. Another miss for me is going to be this Covergirl Revolution palette. The colors were beautiful. However, for a $15 palette, I do not expect as much kickback in the pans as I got. The kickback in this palette was just ridiculous. I never have as much kickback with other drugstore eyeshadows as I did with this palette. But like I said earlier, I'm trying to give Covergirl the benefit of the doubt that this was their first time creating a large eyeshadow palette besides the singles and the quads that they usually release. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt there. Maybe they'll learn from their mistakes. Maybe they'll redo the formula. Who knows? But I just did not like all the kickback. I also didn't like all the different shapes in the pan. I feel a lot of them were hard to get to. So yeah, this was a beautiful palette, but for $15, I certainly expected more. For a few more dollars, I could have went and got a Morphe palette. So that's how I'm comparing the two. This I'm gonna have to pass on. The next thing I'm gonna be passing on is this NYX Bear With Me. I was excited to get this, but the coverage sucked. I understand that it says it is a tinted skin veil, and in my mind that reads it's supposed to act like a BB cream or a CC cream. I've tried BB creams and CC creams, like when Flower Beauty had their BB cream, was amazing. This sucked. Like, I could see all of my pores. It went into my fine lines. I feel like it grabbed onto my dry spots right underneath my eyes, and it just wasn't for me. So this is a big pass. I will never be trying it again. Giving it a second chance. Yeah, gone. Goodbye. And my last miss is going to be this Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. This just did not do good. I thought it was going to be an amazing product because of the pigment and the payoff on my eyelids. But when I started putting eyeshadow on top of it, it all went downhill, and we had to do a totally different video as you're watching now. So that is also going to be my miss. So that is my video of First Impressions makeup, what was supposed to be a colorful festival look. I hope you enjoyed it. I am so sorry that this wasn't the video that you originally expected it to be. It's not the video I originally expected it to be. Please don't leave my channel. So yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed. Hopefully I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.